Hello everyone, this is I equals e to the I pi, and this is a video commentary of game number 2 of the semifinal match between NEET and Zero Quantity for the August 2011 Hero Attack Tournament. So as a spoiler, Team NEET won last game, so they were up 1-0 in a best of 5 series against Zero Quantity. And since Zero Quantity lost the last game, they get to pick the map for this game. And last game was quite long, but at the same time it was fairly close. What happened was Zero Quantity fell behind in their early game due to some nice ganks by Team NEET, and then they just continued to fall behind. And then they kept engaging in all these 4v4 fights, which they would lose because they're behind, and that put them even further behind. And it didn't really seem like Zero Quantity had a plan to deal with being behind. But hopefully Zero Quantity will be more aware of ganks by Team NEET and play better and be able to, come back from being behind. So it appears for this game, Zero Quantity has chosen the river map to play on, which is a fairly interesting choice. So as you can see, this is a river map. The special terrain feature of the river map is this river, which runs down the middle, as you can see here. And what the river does is ground units that are on the river recover life and shields over time. So in general, it is a good idea to send ranged heroes to the two middle lanes, since ranged heroes have an easier time controlling their lane in the earlier game, so they're more likely to benefit from the healing effect of the river. This map also has various critter spawn locations, such as here, 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 and here, as well as Zalnaga watchtowers, which you can see here and here. So starting the game, we see that the Team NEET has chosen the Archon, the Dark Templar, the Dark Archon, and the Phoenix Hero, while Zero Quantity has chosen the Reaper, the Marauder, the Medic, and the Marine Hero. So both teams are opting to go for the same heroes as last game, with the exception that Zero Quantity has decided to swap the Firebat Hero for the Marine Hero. Now, it seems that Zero Quantity is sending the Medic and the Reaper Hero to the two middle lanes, which I don't really agree with, primarily because on the side lanes they have the Marine Hero and the Marauder, and both those heroes are ranged, so they have a much easier time gaining control of the center and benefiting from the healing effect. And in addition, the Reaper Hero has a passive which can heal him, and the Marauder Hero has a healing ability, so they won't benefit as much from the healing effect of the river as, say, the Medic or the Marauder will benefit from it. And we have a Reaper being way too aggressive and taking some unnecessary cannon hits. And I think there might have been a bit of confusion in Team Zero Quantity about who will go which lane, since they had two players in a lane at one point, so as we can see, the Reaper Hero is slightly behind in experience as a result. Team NEET has decided to send the Archon and the Dark Templar to the two side lanes, while sending the Dark Templar and the Phoenix Hero the Dark Archon and the Phoenix Hero to the two middle lanes. And I think that's a pretty good decision. Since it probably maximizes their probability of controlling, the river in the middle, and benefiting from the healing, since they're both ranged casters. And if you look at the side lane, you can see that the Marine Hero and the Marauder Hero have a very easy time controlling their lanes because of the range. So that's what I mean about it would be a much better decision to send the send the two ranged heroes to the middle lane. So all the heroes have reached level 1. We can see that the Dark Templar hero has decided to get swapped first, while the Marine hero has decided to go for a range upgrade. We see that the Dark Archon has gone Nightmare like last game, and the Medic hero has gone Irradiate. So those are two decent spells that allow you to deal damage to your opponent. The Phoenix Hero has chosen Void Spheres, which is very effective against Marines. The Reaper Hero has chosen Gas Mask, which is a good decision since the Reaper Hero is damaged. The Archon Hero has chosen Immolation, and I don't really agree with that decision as a first ability, especially if you're against the Marine Hero, like a bunch of Marines and a Marauder, since what the ability does is it does passive damage to nearby enemies. But if you're against the Marine and the Marauder, if you're against a Marauder hero and a bunch of Marines, you're unlikely to be able to get in close enough range to use it. So I would have much rather liked to see maybe Forked Lightning. The Marauder hero, on the other hand, has chosen Kinetic Foam as its first skill, which I don't really... It's a damage reduction. I don't really agree with that, because you just don't need it in the early game if you just have decent micro and avoid damage. Oh, and at bot we have a gank. Apparently the Dark Templar hero came from bottom. We have a nice swap, and the medic hero is dead. So it appears that Team NEET is going to do the same thing as last game, whereby they do lots of where they do a lot of ganks with the Dark Templar hero. I think that the Phoenix hero went back to base to maybe get items, since I think I saw it on the move on the minimap, and it has full shields, life, and energy. Looking at items, we see that the Phoenix hero just purchased a microprocessor, so I'm not quite sure why the Phoenix hero went back to base. It appears that the Archon hero has purchased Warp Gate, just like last game, and is going to use it to quickly go back to base. Quickly go back to the front lines, so that's a good decision. Not quite sure why none of the other heroes are doing that. Actually, sorry, the Phoenix hero has 4 microprocessors, and the medic hero is an energy item. So not that much is happening right now. Heroes have reached level 2, and they're just trying to lane and fight. We see a bit of combat between the medic and the Dark Archon hero. Not quite sure why the medic backed up. Anyway, it seems that the Dark Templar is going to try to gank the medic yet again. Not quite sure if this will be effective, but that seems to be their primary strategy. We see the Reaper crittering. Yeah, the Dark Archon probably needs to back off. 1 more Radiant and it's dead. So I think the medic might be aware. I could change... sorry, Team 1. Yeah, medic is aware of the Dark Archon, so it's probably just going to stay back near the cannons. At top we see that the Archon is trying to critter while lane, like last game. Marauder's for low health and should go back soon. Goes back to base. The Dark Templar hero goes back down. That was actually a failed gank, so the Dark Templar, sorry, lost a bit of experience during that. So Green hero's laning. The Dark Archon hero might need to go back soon. I'm really surprised the medic hero chooses not to get heal as one of its first skills, since heal will be extremely important here. I'm not quite sure the purpose of sedate at this point in the game, since you can't really, you can stun someone, but it doesn't really matter at this point in the game, unless you're planning to gank someone, which it doesn't seem they are. What else is going on? Archon has Immolation Plasma Shields, so is opting not to use its energy at all. Still trying to lane while critter at the same time. I think the Marauder came back. Still waiting for Kinetic Foam and Concussive Shells. I'm really surprised Marauder hero isn't choosing a spell, because I just don't see the purpose of Concussive Shells early in the early game if you can just micro well and avoid damage, especially if you... Kinetic Foam, especially if you have the Concussive Shell ability. Reaper is trying to critter while lane. I believe the Dark Archon must have left and came back. Yeah, medic hero is using heal, but if the medic hero didn't spend that energy in sedate, it would have level in sedate, it would have a level 2, another level of radiate, which would make a huge difference. So TT hero is invisibility level 1. I think it might be preparing to gank the Marine hero, and the Dark Archon heroes come, so it'll be interesting to see if the Marine makes it that way. No, the Marine does not make it, so that's too bad. Dark Archon nearly died during that engagement as well, so I think the medic hero was planning to catch the Dark Archon and irradiate it, but it appears that the Dark Archon smartly goes back to base and ignores the Warp Gate, because it apparently everyone on their team except the Archon don't like Warp Gates, so I don't really understand that. Anyway.